Hi guys, I'm Lebogang Vondo. Welcome to the discussion table. Now, on today's episode, we are going to get to know Lebo a little bit. She gets referred to as the boss lady. I'm sure you ask yourself, why? Why am I meet a boss lady? Because I'm a business person. I run a successful business, or as I rather say, businesses. That's why I get called the boss lady. Originally, ke tswa kae? Ke nna Molobedu. Ke kwa Madribane. Any Malobedu is in the house? Hey gang! I come from a village called Hamadribane in Bulubedu. I'm a second born. I'm two of three. So I'm the middle child. And again, I live with middle child syndrome. Yes. I know. It's not nice, ne? It's not cute. But can I live on middle child syndrome? I have it. Grew up in Joburg. Many parts of Joburg. Growing up, my mom was at school. I love the fact that my dad allowed my mom back in those days, in the 80s. I love the fact that my dad still prioritized that my mom goes to school to get an education. She's a Leonard girl. So my mom was a student, and something terrible happened to me while my mom was at school. This is back in Bulubedu. My mom was at school, and I was being taken care of by a family member, Koko. Babe, they'd made the traditional beer. Kanje ba bitsa? Mothodo. Ba ba thodile byala. And running around with my cousins, I fell inside a pot of that porridge. Ya byala. Whew. And I got burned on my thighs. So bad. Hey, mara ke grateful or face yacha. Grateful that I didn't burn my face escaped. But I was hospitalized for a very long time because my skin was cooked by the porridge. Hmm. I don't have a thank God, I should say, that I don't have a memory of that. Why am I thanking God? Because I think fire and hot things and would be so traumatic. So I don't have a memory of what happened. I just have this bends on my thighs. That's when my parents decided, "Tlamehile re Re dula Makhuweni, Joburg, because already they were in Joburg. And we then relocated to come to Joburg. We stayed in many parts. So my parents had a house at a certain suburb. But we stayed we moved around, you know. My parents are business people. So we moved a lot. We moved a lot. I stayed in Alex. Hello, Alex gang. I went to a high school in Alexandra, guys. Kanji, what was the name of the school? Guys, my memory is bad. Like I have a terrible, terrible, terrible memory. It scares me sometimes. So, I'm not that old, but I'm old. But I'm So I went to a high school in Alexandra. Before that high school in Alexandra, I also went to a primary school in Tembisa. Hello, Mambisa people. I went to a primary school in Tembisa, moved and went to Alex, moved from Alex and went to another location because I didn't see, you know. And how was my childhood? Colorful, beautiful. My mom would be cooking kadi Sundays, see, making Sunday kosi, the beetroot in nakwela basadi the beetroot in sachala the vinegar. And there will be music playing. And all man, seeing how my parents loved each other and we'll go to church together, kadi Sundays. So we'll wake up, do Sunday lunches, and we then go to church after Sunday lunch. That was a beautiful childhood. I have a beautiful childhood. Though I don't remember much now. It's scary also. But I remember important parts about that life. The important parts that I remember about that life is how it built me. The life I lived built a character in me. And no one can ever take that character away. Um, you know how hard it is to talk about yourself? I'm sitting right here in front of this camera and I'm trying to tell you guys about myself, and I'm here and I'm there and I'm back here and I'm here and I'm there and I'm back here. If there's anything really that you would want to know, please pop it in the comment section so that we can talk about it. Grew up. Oh, I'm a dropout, guys. I'm a dropout. Oh, now I can say I'm a former dropout. I'm a former law student dropout. Kwa sekolong ra fitlha ba a ke re e ba re shitse sekolong batswadi rena re nana re di clever. Went to school and I got pregnant. Remember I told you about teenage pregnancy? Yay! Let's talk about that. Because that's part of me. I'm trying to open a door for you guys to come in to know who I am. I got pregnant when I was 19, gave birth when I was 20 to a beautiful, beautiful boy that will later teach me love without boundaries, love without conditions. Hey, and teach me a lot about life. That is part of my character building, being a young mom. And I later married that boy that gave me the baby. Yes, I did. I ended up being the missus after a long time of being together. We decided, let's get married, ne? Like, yeah, let's get married. Hey, and married. We got, we got married. A story for another day, because today we're only getting to know me as a child, as I was growing up, and how I got here, where I am today. I have grown. A lot has happened. Good, bad. I, higher experience I can write a book. I'm telling you, I can write a book about my life. Because ayikho sana i-experience enganayo. Talk about teenage pregnancy, I tick a box. Talk about dropping out, I tick a box. Talk about going back to school, I tick a box. And graduating, clock it. Ayikho into engayenzanga. And look, you know why I'm a good businesswoman, and I can say I'm a very, very good businesswoman. Ask my clients, they'll tell you. Remember what Tulu said? Dynamite. Ask, they'll tell you. So let me tell you how I got to come to a point of being, this is so exciting, being a good leader. Well, not everybody, not all my employees will say I'm a good leader. Some will differ. But how I got to be a good businesswoman, good leader, and allow my team to do what they wish so that the business can grow. I carry leadership to show that you are a leader, right? You need to allow your team to lead, make mistakes, or rather come to you and ask you, is this the way of doing it? And you approve it and they go. That gives employees so much confidence. Anyway, Rinkelebocha, how I got inspired to become this. And I can say it. I now speak positivity to myself. I guess ale that girl oring, "Baryo le bopila bjang?" Ke ra wena. Mna mauthi umhle dithe nkosi. I can take the compliment. Diacho guys dithe nkosi. And I'm a trailblazer in my own right. The industry I'm in kicks a lot of people out. Tlaoja and spit you out. That's the industry ke neng ka ra yona. Very, very, very demanding industry. It's not for sissies, eh? We'll talk about that later. Now let's talk about how I got inspired to being a businesswoman. Because firstly, my parents, hold on, I shame my parents. My parents are business people in their own right. How I became a business person, how I got inspired to be a business person is seeing my parents do it. And I was like, and I want to do it perfectly. And I started after school, after working, go to call center, studying here and there, and getting a qualification here, getting a qualification there, eventually getting degrees there. And when my parents started their business, when we moved from the suburbs to go to, there's this location in Lake Holetsing, Kolona, no, mo. There. Oh, eh, my mom. Oh, it's amagwenya amanate. You know what? Ooh, wale shapa le gwenya mama. So my mom would make fat cakes. Then I need to take magwenya. Hey guys, this is a real bear me telling. This is like raw, unedited side of me that you're going to get to know. Exciting, but very scary at the same time. So na mama ka fetjo dia magwinya. I told you I was the middle child. So my older sister was at work. The middle child will go high. My little sister is, of course, she's little because I'm 10 years older than her. Mamelang he. Mama, when my mom is done, kamagwinya, she'll put them in this white big bucket, 20 liters. And then I must take this magwinyas, this fat cakes. I must go from house to house, street to street to street to street. Ke rekisha magwenya mo tlhogong ke a rwele. Ene ke tlo boya a fedile magwenya ne. I'll come back with a good checking of this magwenya. But let me tell you what was bothering me. Kore, I was a teenager. And I think carrying that bucket on my head, for me, it was poverty. Had so much. You know, kids are bullies, ne? It had so much shame. And it was embarrassing. I must not lie, guys. I must not lie. It was embarrassing. Every time when I had to take that bucket, ne, go out with it. Because what do you mean I'm doing this? And di thaka chaka di a raloka strateng, ba raloka skipping. But what I did not know, what my mom was preparing me for, was this young lady that is sitting in front of you, dressed appropriate, speaking to you about her childhood, and now being someone that other parents give examples of or about when they speak to their kids about, you must be like Mamang. I can safely say, mo ke tswang gona, mo ke goletseng gona, lekeisheneng lela, they saying, o tshwantse o tshwane le ngwana wa bo mma ke di bone, o lo Lebo. I am that example. Mara that example e ba fanang ka yona today was once a girl child that felt abused, ashamed, felt that ara look enough as a child because kam kibelo hosna skolo I get ya magwenya on the head. And people were so graceful. I think people were so graceful also. I'm so short. Guys, I am so short. Ne? I am short. I am so short. I think people felt sorry for me because when it's a baguette ya magunya, kilomoka. And I thank my mom for teaching me how to fend for myself. That moment, that baguette ya magunya birthed a trailblazer. So what I'm trying to say to a young girl that is going to come across the discussion table is that you are not your background. You are not your background. You are not your circumstances. And I'm going to please ask you, don't let your background define you for the rest of your life. There's hona le bophelo out there, beautiful life, ebotse, that is waiting for you. What you are going through is a foundation of something greater to come. Don't let it alter your whole life, your whole existence, and you're like, "Mara ke tswa ko mokhukhung." Le nna ke tswa ko mokhukhung. But I still have a beautiful childhood to tell you about. Yo, but there's no going out of this place. Wena. Get out of that funk. What do you mean? Nna ke tswile ko mokhukhung. What's wrong with you not getting out of it? Tell yourself, this is not my whole story. This is parts of my story, not the whole story. Where years went by, and I think I did that magunya selling for a year. And also my parents had a spaza shop. I'll go to school because both my parents were working. So I'll go to school. After school, berna le motho wa bereka ko shopong ko hae. I'll go to school in the morning, come back in the afternoon. And I knew there was no time to play. After school, I must go home. I must go home because I must cook. I must go home because my little sister must find me at home when she comes back from school, because I was the parent that did help with her homework. I was the one signing her school diary when she came back from school with homework. And I was the one to cook. Also, I was the one to relieve the lady that worked for my parents in the spaza shop. Waban, I'm trying to make you understand where the trailblazing comes from. Akatsowa ene ka ba a trailblazer. Akatsowa ka ba this businesswoman. No. Ke thomile ka gae. I started it at home with my parents. Then ke tla boya gae and I'll do my homework. My little sister will come back. We do her homework. And then 5 o'clock, is it 5 or 6? 5 o'clock, I'll go to the spaza shop. Listen to what we were doing. We must count everything that is left. Because in the morning, everything was counted for her when she started her shift. Now it's my duty to count everything. Stock taking, inventory. Wa bona mos wa bona ke nyaka o tlela le yona gabotse, coming with it very nicely so that you get to understand who I am. Know me better. You know? I'm not letting anybody tell my story. I will tell my story. Uncomfortable, raw, and unfiltered. And then I will check, do stock for her. Ke fetjwa dia stock, I'll start. So she leaves, ke go spaza no, go spaza shop. Ke thoma wa peya. Make supper for my parents when they come back from work. Done with my little sister's homework. Ka mela metsi ka prama stofo. I want you to understand what built my character. Bela my little sister metsi ka prama stofo, ke mo tlhapishe. And my little sister is a proper last born. Lino, at her old age, 30, she's still a proper last born. So my sister is a proper last born. We all know how last born acts, ne? Kgopela le mpotše di last born tša gabo lena di performa bjang. Oh, performative those. Abo bantu ba performative ukufa sana. Love my little sister though. She's grown to be such a beautiful, beautiful, thoughtful, loving, supportive young girl. Anyway, so my parents will come back. We counted what was left and what was bought. And then she needs to give me, if she sold the apple 5, she needs to give me 5 rand for the apples. Like, yeah, jwalo. Stock sweets, everything that she sold, she'll give me the money. And then I will do her checking. And then I will close up her checking. Then I write how much she made. Write it, put it in a money bag, put it in a safe. Safe, that money thing. So put it in there. Then now I start my shift when she leaves, when she knocks off, I start my new shift. And ring ke le botjwa bona mo ke goletseng where I grew up. Metsi a ba kitima so mo le dutjeng gona so ne metsi a kitima. And I looked at all that, I was like, this can't be my life. This can't be my life. Nah, I ke tlo ke pha life engwe there's a blind. Ke nna mos. And at that time I'm a child. There's nothing to look up to. There's no one. And wabana, the thing about growing up kwa kolekesheneng le monna ke holetseng gona ne. O bo sena aba tshwane le kwa Soweto mo le o nang le bo Baby Jake Matlala, the late Baby Jake Matlala, there was no one to look up to. But there was one politician that was like an upcoming Yana politician. I'll tell you all about it. Kayona, ne? And we are recording live from Mopandi Studios. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the discussion table. And my makeup was done by Osamu Mngube. Find her on IG. Thank you. Till the next one. Bye.